Hey guys, Alex975 here today, and as you can see in the title of today's video, I wanted to make a video discussing will the MCU continue the Kang storyline. Now I don't know if there's been any confirmation yet, but I want to make my predictions and what I think would be best for the MCU to do. Obviously this is all because Jonathan Majors has been fired from the MCU for further projects. I'm not going to get into detail about that. If you want to find out more about that, search up a video. There's plenty of videos going around explaining that. Now, obviously there's going to be some spoilers, mainly for Loki and Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania, because they both feature Kang in it. So obviously that's when I'll be discussing Jonathan Majors' Kang. So going back to the original point, I do not think that they are going to scrap the Kang storyline. I don't think this is like a big shocker to anyone, because obviously the MCU has made so much build up already. There's already been a Kang movie, an Avengers movie announced that's called Avengers the Kang Dynasty, which has obviously already been confirmed. Now I don't know how much into production they went into. I would doubt they have even started filming, and they've probably only started writing. So Jonathan Majors being fired does not affect that in any matter. So I do not think that there is a big thing where they're losing a lot of projects because Jonathan Majors has been fired, for the fact that I don't think Kang was supposed to feature in much more MCU projects until the Avengers movie. Now obviously he might feature in some random show for an end credits or a movie, but nothing major that affects the movie's production. So I don't think it's as big a strain on the MCU as people might think. Although I really did think that Jonathan Majors did a really good job with Kang, and with a little bit of screen time he had, he was brilliant as Kang. So I do have to say that is a disappointment. But I do think that the MCU can find a good replacement, and that's basically what I'm getting at. That I think the MCU will make a replacement actor, and I don't think they are going to redo it all. I think they are just going to go ahead with this new actor and just continue where they've left off and ignore the fact that he's changed looks. Now they might make a little nod off to there might be an explanation why he changes looks, but there is a good chance, and this is what I suspect, that they'll just kind of sweep it under the rug and he'll be different looks, and you'll have to Google it yourself why Kang looks different. So that's what I assume. I think it's just going to be a soft recasting and trying to kind of ignore the fact that Kang has been fired. Which I think most people do think. I haven't heard anyone's opinions, but I do think that is what is going to happen. Now, I know a lot of people that think they're just going to completely scrap that timeline, or not the timeline, but the concept, and go a different thing. Because the Kang storyline was kind of neatly tied into a bow. Oh, sorry, I messed up so badly. But in the Loki show, they kind of resolved his storyline a good bit, and it was a really good show, Loki. So they kind of resolved Kang's story, but obviously in Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania, it showed all the other versions of Kang. So it definitely wasn't ended, but it wasn't super open either. It wasn't it was kind of in that happy in between where the MCU can end it and this Kang story and just continue with a new story. And it wouldn't look too weird in the overall grand scheme of things. But the one problem is that they'll obviously have to go back to square A and start making a new villain, setting up this villain in other shows. And the only good thing was they could build their Avengers, which was actually the more big problem, not actually introducing the villain. It was more getting all the people to join and become the Avengers again, the new Avengers basically. And I have a lot of opinions on it. I don't know if this new Kang will be good. If there is one, I'm just going to act like there is, because that's what I'm nearly 100% sure is going to happen. But I don't know if he's going to be good, but I don't think it even matters, because I do think that the MCU is already gone down a really bad path, and I know everyone is agreeing on that they're kind of making the same product the whole time. The Avengers doesn't have enough good characters. They don't have a proper leader. Even Spider-Man isn't a proper leader, and they don't have a proper leader. That's a big deal, and I know I just said that 3 times in a row, which is quite annoying. But yeah, do think they don't have a good leader. Although Doctor Strange is a good suggestion, his last movie was a bit of a flop, and the biggest problem with that movie was that he wasn't a big focus of it. So yeah, that would be a problem in the Avengers if you don't focus on Doctor Strange. But yeah, I do think they're just going to continue the Kang storyline with soft recasting and try to ignore everything. I do have to say I am quite disappointed that Jonathan Majors was recast, but I know there was good reasons as to why. But it is still disappointing because I think everyone agrees. I think Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania was a really very mid-tier movie, maybe even worse than that. About a 4 out of 10. But Jonathan Majors on his own as Kang brought it up to a 6 out of 10 with a bad storyline for Kang, making him so weak, and putting him as a villain for an Ant-Man movie was just stupid. I think everyone agrees on that. I think it was just to get him into it some way, of making Kang into it without it being a show, because Loki is obviously not getting anywhere as much viewers as Ant-Man and the Wasp. But Ant-Man and the Wasp isn't even getting that much viewers. I think you would have been better off introducing Kang in Doctor Strange would have been a good suggestion, but that did flop. But it still would have introduced Kang, or even in Spider-Man No Way Home, but I don't know how that would fit. And there was also so much left in No Way Home, left off for the next movie, that I do think it would be too much to fit in Kang there. But yeah, these are just my opinions. And Kang was one of the very few things that was working well in the new MCU Phase 5. And it is disappointing that he's got to have a backtrack now, which maybe it could work out better, but it's more than likely going to be worse because the new actor, Jonathan Majors, I think he did a brilliant job as Kang, and this guy, he might do good, he might do just as well, he might do better, but there's a good chance he'll do worse because the bar was set so high. But yeah, they're just my opinions. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.